this confused look that I have, it's because Facebook has done something again. And I'm on my iPad, and I know you can't hear me because I don't have the mic plugged in yet. Hold on, I'll wait for the comments to come up. I can't tell if it's even working. Can I plug it in or not? Facebook's gone and is trying to reconnect. Okay. Facebook has messed everything up again. I don't know what they've done. I'm going to plug this out again and in because it's probably not working. Sound check or something. So just excuse this intro for this one. I don't know what's going on. So my screen on my iPad is typically my whole screen on my iPad, which is, 10 inches wide. Right now, it's like 3 inches. That's all I'm getting. And I'm like, I can't even hardly see it. It's like, what did they do? It basically looks like my phone. It's like it's vertical, but horizontal. I just can't, guys. I don't even know what they're doing now. So they've messed everything up. I hope it's working. I hope you guys can hear me. Somebody let me know. I can't see hardly at all because it's 3 inches. But yeah. It says it's horizontal, says it's full screen, but it's not. It's only a tiny portion of my iPad. So anyway, I'm going to try to find it on my phone here, see how it looks on there, because who knows. I'm curious what y'all are seeing. So my phone, it looks the same because my phone is tiny and vertical, but my iPad is not, and I don't even know. I hate when they do this. I really do. Y'all let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully you can. I'm gonna try to see if I can check on my phone. All right, I think y'all can hear me. But I'll try to do as best I can with this tiny little screen. I don't usually look at it that much on my iPad, just at the beginning, so I can kind of make sure y'all are seeing and everything's set up right. So I guess I can deal with it, but it's weird. So thank you for watching. This is Lisa's Heart Room. I'm sorry about the crazy intro. We are working on this DIY miniature house, Cathy's flower house. We are on part 4, I believe. So we're going to get to work on this. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera up top. Hopefully it'll work right when I flip the screen and everything. So give me 1 second. Yeah, it's still tiny. That is so weird. It's basically like they put my phone screen on my iPad. That's what it's like. I don't know if they're trying to force everybody to do vertical or what, but that's not cool. Anyway, I'll quit complaining. I'll do the best I can with what I have. So, let's see. So, we're working on this. And it's a bunch of flowers and plants. So, tonight's might be a little tedious for y'all. I don't know. I went ahead and made a lot of the little tiny flowers ahead of time because it was like 18 or something of them, and I didn't want y'all to sit here and try to watch me make 18 tiny little flowers because that was just going to be annoying. So I'm just going to get everything out, put it aside, show you where we're at so far and what we're working with. all my little bags. Papers. All right. Sticky paper. Instructions. Don't need this. These are some of the things we've made. Might need my little hammer. I think this one's been used already. I might need these. I still haven't found where you use these little sticky circles. I'm sure it'll come up. I already have one of these out. I'll take that out. Alright. So weird. I don't like change, guys. I really do not like when Facebook changes stuff. It messes y'all up. It messes your, your rhythm up, and you have to figure it out all over again. I am a creature of habit. I like stuff to be the same. Alright, so we left off on the broom. So page 18, we are at the bottom of page 18. I went ahead and I looked ahead just to kind of see what I was going to be running into, like I said. So I cut out, I punched out some things ahead of time just because there were just so many and it was so tedious of tiny little punches that I was just like, I got to do it ahead of time. So things like, where are my tweezers? Things like these little tiny things that you had to punch out, these little leaves, getting them out was kind of, it's just, they're fragile and you have to go very slow not to rip them, and I don't know, I just thought it was going to be too tedious. They have a new system to making these little plant leaves on their wires. I don't like the new system. The old kit I had didn't do this, and maybe they thought it was a good idea. It's not. So they decided to put, oh my gosh, I cannot see my screen. Oh my gosh. I can't even see what I'm looking at. I'm hoping you can see. So there's 2 holes in here. And what you're supposed to do is feed the wire in through the bottom, back down through the hole, and then, I have no idea if I'm on the right leaf, and then you turn it over and you fold the wire over, and that's supposed to hold the leaf with no sticky tape or anything, okay? The problem is this is very thin paper. And what happens is that little space between these 2 holes rips. And I was watching other people do their lives too on it, or recordings on it, and they were having the same issue. It's just too fragile to put a wire between and fold it a bunch of times. So I'm going to be just sticking them on like the old version did. The old version just, you suck some tape on the back and you suck the wire to the tape, and that was it. And it works fine. They stay on there. There's a little bit of sticky underneath, but you don't have holes and everything because it's falling apart. And then the leaves wouldn't even stay like straight. They just kept flopping over and going every which direction. So I did not like the new design. So if you notice I'm doing a little bit different than the instructions, that is why. So I just wanted to explain that because that's going to come up probably. I also... So they have these sheets of little flowers, and sorry, stuck to it. They're like these little teeny, I don't even see if you can see it, teeny tiny little flowers. I mean, they're really tiny. They're like, that's my pinky. Okay, and you have to punch them out, and it's a bigger sheet. But you have to, I kept one on here because I was going to punch it out with you. And then you have to make like flowers, okay, with 2 pieces of each of those, and a lot of them, like 18 of them. So, and it took me forever. I mean, it probably took me a full hour just to do that. So I didn't want to do all that on camera, so I will make one or two with y'all, and that will show you how, and you won't have to watch me do a billion of them. So these are some of the things we've already made. I've just been using these little Dollar Tree organizers to keep them straight. So some of the things we've made. And we made the base, which is sitting over here off to the side. Okay. We're just going to continue on down the instructions. But I just wanted to kind of clear up that little bit before I got started. Okay, so potted foliage, I can't say that word, requires G6 and G12, and these little pieces, which I have separated into my little thing. Now I labeled them so I wouldn't, you know, obviously, so I would know what they are. So as I punched them all out, I put their little numbers respectively. And if they had more than one size, I would say, like, this says 2 large, 2 medium, and 4 small, just so that, you know, I knew what there were. In this case, it's asking for K1. K1 is, it's hard to tell on here. They kind of all look the same, but it's 3 large and 1 small. And I don't know if that comes into play. But unless my vision is just messing with me, I thought one looked smaller, or one looked bigger. Yeah, I think it's this one. Is it this one? I don't know. I feel like one of them looked bigger, and, you know, like I said, I just don't know. Or smaller. Did I say small? Oh, one looks smaller. So it's this one. This one is smaller. These 3 are big, which you can't tell by that. You know, if you look really close, you can kind of tell that this one's a little smaller. But it's really hard to tell. But anyway, so that's why I put the, you know, small and large, so I know I might as well keep these out. So this is K1. We're going to need these. And then we're going to need K2. K2 is somewhere. Here it is. K2 is these. So it says 3. There's actually 4. So which 3 do I need? Are they the same size? They are the same size. So I just need 3 of these. Oh, there's actually a lot more than that. I think they're the same size though. Oh, there's 6 there. I don't know what I'm looking at, guys. 4, 6. Okay, so 6. So there's all 6. All right, and then K3 I need 4 of, which is the ones I kind of started on. So there's 2 there and then 2 here. All right, so that's that. And those are on the sheets. And like I said, some of them were just tedious to punch out, like you know, just getting all the little pieces without breaking them was a little bit tedious, and some of them there just were a lot of. So the ones that I could punch out ahead of time, I just went ahead and punched them out. And so that's why they're already punched out. They're not like that when you get it. So let's get G. G is this big brown piece. I'm going to try to zoom. I can't even, guys. Like I said, this screen is so weird. I'm going to try to get an area to zoom into, if I can even see what I'm zooming into. I think I need to be about maybe here. I hope you don't hear my child screaming. She's campaign on Minecraft and she's in there screaming. They get very, very wound up when they play. All right, let's see. So we're gonna try to zoom. It's like it's so tiny. I don't even know if I can grab a hold of it to zoom. And what's gonna happen when I zoom? Okay, just that one little section zooms, which is still very tiny. Alright, so I'm gonna zoom in about maybe there. Let's try that. I think as long as I stay inside here, I'll be okay. I can go a little further out than that, I guess. About here. So just ignore my tape. I know it's weird, but it really helps me not to get out of camera. Not that I don't sometimes anyway, but it does help if I pay attention. Okay. So we need, I said G division at the 6, G6 and G12. And sometimes you can punch them out your fingers if you have really strong fingers. I cannot. So I've been using my paintbrush. G6. And I'm going to say G12. G12's bigger. I should be able to do that one. Okay. And then bag number. Let's turn the page and find out what bag it is. Bag 4 and bag 5 are our vases. Did I do these? No, I didn't do these. The vase just is so familiar. Bag 4 and bag 5. Here's bag 5. This one has what looks like a little bucket. Is it this one? Maybe. Let me see if there's anything else it could be. I might have to use my other sheet. Where did I put it? There it is. Sometimes I can't tell the difference because they're similar and it's hard to tell size. So 39 is the browner one, so it should be this one. Okay, so it should be that, and then it's kind of an P41. It's like a wooden bead, kind of. Is that? I think it's that. What else? Some sort of, is that wire or string? P34. P34 is stem. Is stem wire? No. Yes? No? It must be. It's not like labeled, so I assume that's it. Is it the right bag? Bag 5? Yeah, bag 5. Okay, it must be the wire. Picture looks like a much smaller piece of stem, so. Okay, the other one. 19, bag 4. Hey, Deborah. You missed all my complaining. Facebook wouldn't change stuff on me again. Do I need just one of these? One? I think it's just one. There's 2, so. Actually, that's why it looked familiar, because I've already used one of them. There were 3. Alright, so P19, get that. Alright, I think we're good. Okay. So, the instructions say to take a stem, meaning this very long piece of wire, and the easiest thing to do, if you try to get this tape off, you're going to fight with it unless you get really lucky. I watched a girl on one of her videos fight with it for like 10 minutes trying to get it off. I found that you could just kind of pull it out. So it says 1 stem, so take a full stem. Oops, I just threw that on the floor. Oh my goodness. I'm grabbing everything with the wire. pull the stem out of the tape. Pick up your stuff you dropped on the floor. All right. It says, take a stem and fold 3 times. Okay, so we're going to take the whole stem. We're going to fold it in half once. Try to get it somewhat straight. And then fold it in half twice. And 3 times. So that's what that means. Okay, you're going to end up with a piece that has 3 round pieces and 2 long pieces. Okay, and what they want you to do is only keep 2 of those round pieces, and they want you to take the rest of it, the whole bunch of it, and just make a base. So you're just going to take it and you're going to find your needle nose pliers, because doing it with your fingers hurts. So you're going to take it and you're just going to wrap it around and just make a bunch of wire. What's going to happen is it's going to fit inside this, and you know, help it stay in there. So just take the extra one, keep it kind of small, just because you don't know what you're dealing with until you do it really, and just wrap it around. I'm just going to make a little base for it. And, you know, just kind of keep in mind as you're wrapping, you need it to fit in that little container. So just double check and make sure it will fit. Okay, if it fits, you're good. Then you're going to take and snip off the ends of the round pieces. Okay, so get your wire snips wherever mine are. These technically are sprue cutters, but they work as wire snips. There's also some wire cutters on here on one of my pliers, but it's actually my green pair, not this pair. For those who don't know, this one doesn't have any. Some of your pliers have a built-in wire cutter. So it's at the base there. So if yours have it, you can just use that. So anyway, you're going to end up with your 4 little stems, and you're going to take them and put them through the hole in this little guy. So try to figure out a way to get them in there. Just play with it. All right. I'm putting the label down inside so you don't see it. And that squishes down. And then you take it and you push it into here. It doesn't say anything about tape. I assume just the pressure is all it needs. If you're real worried about it, you could shove some clay or something in there. That would really hold it, but I think it'll be fine. So push this inside. Now, can I push it inside or not? I don't know. Maybe. I don't have a lot of thumb strength. Okay, so push it until it kind of feels like it's seated. And then you're just going to want to adjust your stems, because you're going to be putting plants on them. So adjust them however you think you're going to want. It's probably best to just kind of put them out flat first, and then after you get the plants on it, figure out where they need to go, because you can get the plant on it easier if it's flat. All right, so next step is we're going to be doing these guys, which is K1. It says pass the stem through the little hole and then back through and fold it over. I would not suggest doing that. The hole's probably going to rip on you, and you're going to get frustrated. If you want to do it, fine. You know, you can try to do it. I don't even know if I should show you, because it's just so tedious. But the way it works, let's see if I can even see. So do they want it under or over? Bend skewer stem at the back. Okay, so they want you to go in through the front. So this one doesn't have two. This one only has one. The other one has two. But they want you to, I can't see what I'm doing. Put it through there. And then they want you to bend it like right here without it tearing that hole, which is tricky. Okay? And that's going to secure it on there, kind of. But what I found kept happening to me is it kept falling off. Like, it would just fall off, and then I'd have to put it back on. And on one of, there's three of them actually, it kept ripping this little part. Because it's just, when you try to bend it, you're trying to hold this little piece of paper. So, I think, personally, the easiest way to do this, and they give you plenty of double stick tape. If you wanted, you could even throw Scotch tape on there. If you had some small Scotch tape. But if you're like me and most crafters, you have plenty of double stick tape laying around anyway. But taking their double stick tape, which I've lost, all I'm going to do is take a piece, you know, that will fit in this section for my wire. So I'm going to go with, honestly, I think I can just go with the small one. Okay, so, and you can take two even if you want. Take two pieces, but I'm going to try one. Just put it right in the middle. Okay, on what is prospectively your back of it. They're the same. It doesn't really matter. They're the same on both sides. Peel off your tape. Let you know how much I love this tape, but peel off your tape. And then just make sure you're on the side that you want to go down. So I'm going to flip this over. And just lay your tape on top of the wire. And then just squish. Okay? It will hold fine. You still have that little hole there, but I don't care. So, that's what I'm doing. Now, I don't know why there's a big one or a small one. And do I have 4 or 5? 4, okay. Does it matter where the big one goes? Or the small one goes? I don't guess it does. I mean, it just shows them all the same, kind of. Okay, yeah, doesn't really matter. Anyway, that's how I think it works best. You know, do what you want, but if you want to save yourself some headache, trust me. Just find a place that you can put the tape. You know, use one of the little stems. It's clear, it doesn't really show. You know, yeah, some stickiness will be there, but I'd really rather deal with that. Alright, so I'm just going to flip it over. If you find that one piece of sticky isn't enough for you, you can put 2, but I don't think it needs it. Alright, so we got 2 of them. Now, are they the same height? I think you just adjust the height with the bend, so you could cut them off slightly different sizes, but I don't think it's needed. Can y'all see okay? Most of you won't be able to answer because most of my plays seem to be replays. I don't have a lot of people that actually watch my lives. I see Deborah's on here, but I think she's, you know, it says there's 5 people watching, but nobody says hi, so I don't know. But I also do them pretty late at night, at least my time. But, and then lives, you know, lives are tedious. Yeah, lives, you got to be able to really spend the time and watch them, whereas a recorded video, you can just, you know, fast forward or whatever. All right, so then you end up with that, and then you can kind of just bend them wherever you want them. Make them look interesting. Put one kind of higher there. It's grabbing my finger. That's how sticky it is. So we'll try to do a few different heights. You can bend them more or less. You know, that's up to you. Okay, I think something like that will work. Try to have it somewhat straight. Okay, so we have a little plant. One down. On to the next one. So for this one, take a stem, fold once, and fold into 3 equal parts. So it's a slightly different fold. So grab a stem. So fold once, so you have a half fold first. Hey, Kim. Kim said hello. And then you're going to fold this into 3 equal parts, so you can kind of just, you know, finagle it until you get 3 equal parts, or approximately 3 equal parts. And then I can't really tell if it looks like they've got the pointy parts up. So we'll do that. Put the rounded parts on the bottom here. Just squish them together. Squish my fingers. I'm very weak, especially this thumb, because of this tenosynovitis, whatever it is. I don't know. It's annoying. Oh, okay, that's right. Then it says, what does it say? What is that cut? That cut is confusing. I think it's saying to cut it at an angle so you end up with different sizes. And it says it's like 1.5 centimeters. So I'm curious if these are 1/2 inches, but they're real close, just to a centimeter. So I think I'm just going to double check if it's centimeters. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's centimeters. Okay. So approximately, find the top again, 1.5 centimeter difference. So this one's already shorter. So we'll just probably start from there. And all I'm going to do is just kind of vary the heights of them. So you can cut them pretty much wherever you want, as long as you have some varying heights. Okay, your pieces are going to fall apart because some of them were held together by that. But get some varying heights. I already have one of these on. This is for the next plant. It's not the one we're doing. We're doing this one. Get all your wires out of the way. So with the other part, it says to shove it down inside that bead. Didn't show me pushing that in there. Did it show it on the other page? No. I'll bet it's for the silver one. Okay. It just shows you pushing it down in the bead, which means it's going to kind of show on the bottom because this bead is hollow. You get the smaller end up. So there's no tape either, which seems weird because it's going to go right through. So I'm debating how I want to handle that. Huh. That's weird. They don't show tape or anything. debating. You know what I'm going to do? I know it's not what they're showing, but it's just going to make my life easier. So I have this like tacky putty that I keep around the house for sticking things. It's just putty. Sometimes it's called earthquake putty. Sometimes it's called museum putty, quake hold, all kinds of things, okay? I don't know which one this is. It might just be tacky putty. But I'm going to take just a little piece of this, and I am going to put it in the bottom of my bead because I just think it's going to make my life easier. I'm going to shove it in there and then just kind of pull off the extra. It'll also help it stick to whatever I stick it to later. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. And you don't have to keep this packaged. It stays fresh. I just, honestly, it's sticking on shelves all over the place. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Do what you want. You could also just throw a piece of tape around it, probably. But it'll help kind of keep it in there, I think. So, and then once I get down to the putty, I'm just going to push it in there just slightly. All right, and then it says to, once again, you're going to be putting things on. So I'm just going to spread them out a little bit. Okay. Same thing. This one has 2 holes, so it wants you to start from the bottom, okay, go in through the hole, then go back down through the other hole, and then fold it over. It's going to rip. I'm just telling you, it's going to rip. Trust me. So, we're going to put tape. I might go, do I want a little bit longer piece or not? You know, I'm going to use, I think the short ones will be fine. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the short ones. I think they'll be fine. So I'm pretty sure it should be the same on both sides, yeah. So just put shape on. We could probably just put the tape on all of these to get a little more of a rhythm going here. And these kits, you know, you can make changes wherever you feel you need to make changes. You don't have to do it exactly the way it says. You can always change things up. If you want more leaves on your plant, you can put more leaves on your plant, less leaves on your plant, however you want to do it. You can even make some things yourself. I made a plant yesterday myself. I'll show it to you. It's sitting right here. I just made it out of wire and tissue paper. Very similar looking plant. I might throw it in there somewhere. I was just playing around because I make them all the time for my train set. But once you figure out how to do it, they're not hard to make. Okay, so just make sure all of your tape is secure. And we're going to peel them. Still on screen, right? Okay. Once you peel them, see, it's still coming out. That really just needs something in there. Hold on. I'm going to set this one over here. Hopefully I won't stick it to nothing. I didn't get enough putty in there. I think it needs something in there. I don't know. You could squeeze glue in there and sooner or later it would dry and hold, but otherwise you're just going to fall out. This one's a little, yeah, I think they kind of missed the step there. I'm just going to put more in there. If I can get it in there. I think I can. If you just keep squishing it in there, you can get more and more in there. But Where's the smaller paintbrush? Do I have a Q-tip or a paper a toothpick? But I have a toothpick sitting here somewhere. There's one. I'm going to almost shove Bunch Putty in there because it's just going to keep falling out and annoy me. I don't like that. I don't want to be annoyed because it keeps falling out. Alright, let's try that. See if that's enough. Alright, we'll stick them back in there again. There's 3 little pieces that are separate. Does it show you even, I mean, you could throw some tape around the base of them. That would help some. So they at least would stay together. Let's do that. It doesn't show doing that, which is honestly kind of surprising. Is I know it shows it on a different plant later. So we're just going to tape these 3 bases together. And all you do is just stick your tape on there and just wrap it. So just wrap it around. Okay. And then it's just going to stick them all together. So at least they're together in one piece. We'll try this again. I'm just going to shove it in there. Now I've got that clay in there. It's a much better hold. Okay. Let's try again. I might get this, guys. It will not win. Right. Now, put the one I already have the sticky stuff on. So you want them to go down. So make sure your sticky stuff is down. Honestly, the wires are so easily bent, it really doesn't matter. Because you can just bend them wherever you need them. But I might attempt to put it on the down part. If you find that either you're missing the tape or it wasn't enough tape, throw another piece on there. You could even throw a piece over the top of it. Like I said, you could just throw Scotch tape over it or something. You know, I've found looking at videos, I've watched so many videos, I've found that looking at them over the years, these sets like Rolife have changed. They've updated their sets. Because they found, you know, some things didn't work well. Some things needed a little bit of a change. And, you know, I'm sure that they're going to find that people are complaining about these little holes. And that maybe that wasn't the way to go. And that needs to be changed. And we'll probably find on their next update that they eliminated that. Because I don't think most people liked it from what I was seeing. I could have probably made some of these a whole lot shorter. It doesn't say to make them a whole lot shorter, but they seem a little long still. I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. Maybe, let's see. Yeah, maybe make this one, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to go even shorter on this one, just a little bit. So I don't think their 1.5 inch difference is enough. The picture shows something very different than that. Maybe it's because you use more wire folding it over. Maybe that's it. So mine's kind of tall and straggly because of that. But I could easily pull these down shorter, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna leave him tall. He's a tall plant. If he runs into issues later because he's a tall plant, then I'll deal with it. Alright, so then once you get them on there, you can bend them and put them where you want them. Make them as curved or straight or whatever, however you like them. feel like one should be kind of standing up. Kind of like that. Cool. Will he stand? He will stand. I'm sure you tape him down or something later, but he will stand. Let's see. The next one is you need 6 centimeters of wire, which is for each little 2 leaves. So you need 2 of those. Why does it say 1? It literally shows 2. Weird. I don't know why it doesn't tell you that you need 2, but you do. Okay, so we need a little plant with its little thing at the bottom. So it needs sanded. It is a little bit outside. If your little burrs are sticking out too far, you'll have trouble getting it inside that bead. But don't sand off so much that you cause it to be too loose either. So it's a fine line, guys. I would suggest setting it on your table and pushing it down. Okay. Bead. See, this one, they show some tape there at the base. I assume that's to help it stay in place in your pot. The other one, they didn't show that. So I already did this one. Same thing. We'll grab the other 2. I need 6 centimeters worth of wire. I thought I had a wire cut. Did I stick it somewhere? Where did I put it? Oh, I might not have had one cut. Who knows? If not, I've got a billion pieces of wire floating around this house. I don't see it. Alright, so maybe I didn't, maybe I did. Who knows? I really think I had a piece. Oh, wait, you know what? Is this it? There it is. That's the one I already cut off of, so try to use the same one. Alright, so 6 centimeters. I'm just going to hold it over there. Okay. So you just put a leaf on each side. Let's grab your leaves. We're going to put tape on ours. I need my husband to build me a shelf for these kits. I have 2 of these kits, but I also have my own miniatures that I've made in the past. I have like 3 Christmas ones, maybe 4. 3, I think. And then I have 1, 2 Halloween ones. I think 2 Halloween ones. So I have quite a few miniatures floating around. And I don't have any place to put them, so they're just kind of sitting all over the place. And I really need to find a good place for them. So I think I need a shelf. But I don't have floor space, so it's going to have to be a wall shelf. Alright, so you end up with this. Okay? And then it says to fold it basically in half. It shows it having a little twist. I think they're just trying to tell you to make sure it's together. You don't have to have a twist per se. Okay, so just make sure it's together. If you want to have a little twist, have a little twist, but I don't think it's necessary. And then you want to take the two pieces, it has some tape showing, so I'm going to try to get them. It's very hard to squish wires. It really is. You have to get it to like stay and not fold. All right, that's pretty good. All right, so tape at the top halves. So it's showing them kind of crossed over. So we'll do what it says and kind of cross it over. You know, like that. And like this. Assume it's wanting it to be inside the vase, so check that first so you know how far down you need to go. And we're going to put little pieces of tape on there, I guess, somehow. It just shows them straight. I don't know if you're supposed to fold them. I don't know. We'll do it how it shows. So it needs to be a little low, about here, I think. So it just kind of shows it across the two wires. I'm trying to get it to where I want them to stay. If this doesn't work, you could always throw putty in there. Hopefully it'll work. Just trying to get my tape on there good. Alright, peel that off. Peel that off. It's stuck to my table right now, but that's okay. And we'll put them all together, kind of, sort of. Put them in there separately, I guess. Ends that are not taped. Oh, well, they're two different, so I don't guess it matters. All right, it's fine. We'll just shove them together. So we'll shove them together. Hopefully that's small enough. And stick it in there, and hopefully this will... The idea is that that's supposed to hold it in there. Is it enough? Let's see what happens if we pull them out some. Is it going to grab a hold of that vase? That's what I'm hoping happens. A little bit. It could be sturdier, but I think it'll be alright. So just play around with your plants. Get them into direction you like. Mine keeps popping out of the bead. It's just too loose. Could put more tape, I guess. I might do that. I might just wrap a whole bunch of tape around there. I'm just going to try to hold it together. Let's see. We're going to go with a longer piece. So we'll get that started. And I'm just going to wrap it around. Get a whole bunch of tape on there. Then I'll shove it in there, see what happens. Is that the right side? Yeah, it has to be because there's a thing on the other side. All right, is that enough to hold? I pulled my leaf off. That's better. Let me get my leaf stuck back on there. It's stuck to my finger. It's definitely very sticky tape. Get it to stick to the leaf and not me. sticking too much to the tape because it's so short, you don't have a lot of room to move it. All right, that's good enough, I think. Hopefully it'll fit wherever it's going. Okay, enough of that. So we have 3 plants so far. Okay, we have these 3. Okay, so we'll set those aside. Clean off. And the next step is more potted foliage. Foliage. Can't say that word. Is it foliage? I think I'm trying to put the I in front of the L. Foliage. G7, G8, G9, G10, and G11. So all of them. So 9, 10, 11. 10 and 11 look the same. Huh. I don't want to get them out. Are they written on? They might be written on. I guess they are. So it doesn't matter. Go ahead and pop them out because they are written on. With the smallest is 7. Do you see a 7? Where's my 7? Oh, there it is. That's not the smallest. That's why it was confusing me. G6, we need just none. No G6s? Oh, G9s. Alright, G9s have a hole. That looks, hopefully it doesn't break. Three? Oh, I didn't need all this. It's alright, I'll probably just throw them in my container. Nah, I'll shove them back in there. I only needed 1. I just got carried away. Like, what? I needed a whole bunch, didn't I? Yeah, put them in your container. I started to pop all these out and throw them in my container yesterday, and I did not, but I'm going to just throw them in here. So if I'm looking for one, it's probably in there. All right, G7. G9 was the one with the circle. And then, maybe I'll write that on there, because if I don't, I might not remember, because it's the only one that doesn't have a number on it. Of course it's the only one that doesn't have a number, because it's the one that, fill out. G9. I don't know, I'll probably use it soon, but in case I don't, it says K2 right now, but K2's gone already. Do I have a smaller one I can put this in? Not really. Oh well, that's okay. We'll stick it there anyway. I'll take K2 off because it's gone. Okay. And then 10 and 11. 10. Oh, do I already have 10? No? Where's another 10? Oh, there's a 10. 10 also has a hole, but it's bigger than 9, which makes sense. And 11 is another one with a hole. Where's that one at? There it is. That one looks the same. Says it's not, but it looks the same. Where'd it go? I'm going to get them confused. Are they different? I think they're messing with us. I don't know. I cannot see a difference, but okay. If I find I can't get it in the hole, I'll try the other size. But 10 and 11 looks identical to me, but maybe they're different somehow. 9, 10, 11, and 8 and 7. 5. I'm missing something. What am I missing? This is 9. I think this is 10. I think this is 11. This is 7. We're missing 8. There it is. 8. Okay. Got it. Now we need a bunch of foliage. Back to my little box. Alright, so I need K4, which is here. Tweezers are sticky or something. Alright, K4 is like 1. I don't know, it looks like about 8 of them. And yeah, 8. And then K5 is the red ones, so these, and now this one is different sizes. This is 2 each, small, medium, and large, and extra large. So this is like several sizes. That's weird. Because the picture looks like 4 and 4. Was I just imagining things? Maybe I just was imagining the sizes were different. I don't know. So that looks bigger than that to me. Doesn't it? Huh. It probably doesn't matter, but it is interesting. This one really looks small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing one. Is it under there? There it is. I thought it was hiding under there. Yeah. So I think it looks like 4 different sizes. Could be wrong. But in my eyes, I am seeing 2 really large, then medium, then small. That's what I'm seeing. This picture does not show you that. They look all the same there. Except, you know, they look like 4 and 4. Anyway, enough of that. K6. K6 is this one. It says 1 large and 7 medium. That's a lot of differences. Okay. The picture does look like that, though. Right. So there's that one. It's just a pile. And K8 says 3 large and 3 small, which looks appropriate. Okay. That all we needed? K7, did I get that? I got that, right? No, I didn't get that. Okay. K7 is 2 large, 2 medium, and 4 small. Okay, so that looks like the picture. So the only one that doesn't look like the picture is red, the red ones. I don't know. I have no clue. We'll go with it. Okay. Next page. All right, we need wire. It says take half of the stem and fold it 3 times. Take half of the stem and fold it 3 times. What? Only half? It doesn't look anything like the picture. Does it mean I only need a half a stem? Twine tightly and cut in half. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. This is which one? K5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we need to end up with 8 wires. Fold 3 times. All right. Well, that would be 1. I don't know why it's saying half, but 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I mean that would give us the right amount. I don't know why it says cut in half. I think it just means to cut the tops of the wires, but I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. It says twine tightly. I assume that's so that you can get it into whatever we're putting it in, which is G8, which is at least that bigger one. So we're going to try to twine this end tightly. This is how I make my trees and my train stuff. Alright, so twine tightly. How far up? It doesn't have to be that far up, so you kind of need two because it's hard on your fingers, unless you have really strong fingers. I'm just going to give it another twist. It's got to go through a really small hole. Hopefully I can get it tight enough. Alright, let's see if that's enough. Yeah, okay. We want the part that's not printed up. And then it says to put it into the thing so that only... What? I think I'm missing this cut in half part. It must mean cutting half of this wire? No. What are they saying? This seems too long. Maybe it really did mean a half a stem. Do you think they gave me extra wire? Because I'm just going to cut it off. I'm just going to cut it off to the size they say, because I've already had it twisted and everything. So you don't want your twisting to be bigger than your pot, so where did my pot go? Oh, I didn't get the pot out. P35 is in bag 5. I want to just check the size. Bag 5, where are you hiding? Oh, there you are. Alright, we need P35, which I think is this one. I'll have to look at the pictures. P37 is probably the smaller one. And then we need P36, which looks to be these guys. P38. I think it's this black one. Alright, let's check it. And we'll just double check that, make sure it's right. I think it's right. Alright, P38. Yeah, that looks like that. Okay. And then that's the one I think we used before. P37 and P35 are those two, right? Yep, that's right. Okay, those are all right. Okay, so this is which one? Which one is it? Do you tell me? What? Why are you not telling me? Am I blind? I don't think it's telling me. Okay. I mean, the question is this the bigger one or the smaller one? Oh. Let's see if the other one tells me. Where is the other one? There's not two of these, is there? No. Okay, so which size is this? This, I think, is smaller. So I think the striped ones are the smaller bucket, or whatever it is, pot. And which is the striped. So the red ones should be this bucket, if I'm looking at it right. So you want to make sure that your wire, we can go ahead and put the base on this bucket where it run off to. It's G8, it's floating around here somewhere. Oh, it's on the wire. Oh, it's in the top. Oh, so is there nothing in the bottom? What? Oh, G7 goes in the bottom. Okay. G7 in the bottom. Let's see if we can do that. Alright, we got it in there. G7 in the bottom. And then your wire through here. And then you want to make sure that it seats. And then that needs to be cut. It says approximately 3.5 centimeters. So it's really tall. So I'm guessing maybe I was only supposed to use a half a wire. But I'm not going to unwrap it. I'm just going to cut them. Alright, so I'm just going to cut. They're all cut, obviously. But are they the same length? I think they are. We'll vary it a little bit, but it looks like they're pretty much the same length. Alright, excuse all the little wires floating around. So I don't know if it meant to try to fold half of that or not. I really just don't know. So it looks still too tall. This really looks too tall. I'm going to take a little more off. I don't want to take too much off. Just... yeah, it shows it really short. We'll go about here. I don't want to go too short. Alright, let's try that. This one shows putting tape around the wire. That's interesting. It may or may not work better. I don't know, maybe it will. I guess it might keep the wire on better. Maybe I should have done that with the other one. Okay. How's it going to stay in that pot? I guess pressure. I don't want you in there just yet. Alright, so push, that's good. I hope. Hopefully it's right. If it's not, I don't know. It's really loose. I'm pulling it back out, guys. The wire is, it's not, I'm just going to give it a little fold. Sometimes you got to do what works. I just don't want it moving all over that pot. I might throw some clay in there. I hate when they're wobbly. We're just going to make it not wobbly. Okay, this is how I'm doing it. I don't know if it's right or wrong or whatever, but it's going to at least work. So I'm just going to squish that in there. Squish it all together. There. Oh, this fits so much better. Now it's not wobbly. Okay. And then, so they've got you wrapping them around the wires, which that might work. I feel like it had me do that on one of the other kits I did. Okay, so I'm just going to spread them out. These are the red ones, so tape. Putty out of the way. Tape, tape, tape. big or small? Medium sized, maybe? We'll go with medium sized. Oh, is that too big? Oh, those are pretty small leaves. Small seems too small. Medium seems too big. We'll go with medium. You can always just kind of wrap it around more. So I'm just going to go about the length that I think it needs to be. Get it started. If I can get it to be all. And then I will wrap that over the back and then just kind of around. Just going to make it nice and sticky. And there is one. Does it matter where I put the sizes? I don't guess so. I think it's just for variety. So then you stick this onto that. They're going to be sticky underneath. If you really don't want them sticky underneath, you could throw some powder on there. I would probably wait till I was completely done. That way, you know, if you need to adjust it, you can. But I'm just going to keep doing it this way. This is time consuming. On my own doing these, I don't care how long it takes, honestly. I will just sit and craft and watch TV and not really worry about it. I say watch TV, but really I'm hardly watching, but the TV's on. It's on. I'm going to use a different size just to kind of keep variety going. You know, so I don't really, it doesn't bother me if it's taking a while. But I don't want to bore y'all with something too tedious. Although if you're watching the replay, you can just fast forward. Go with a small one this time. Working pretty good. I probably should have done it this way for that first one too, now that I know. Why didn't they tell us to do it that way instead of putting holes in them? Right? It's like, did somebody just say, you know, later on, hey, don't use the holes, it's not really working. Who knows? Some of these really small ones I could get away with just this little one. Come on, peel off. Small too. We'll stick with the small one of those. I need to do a big one again, though, in the middle. I'll do a big one there. So I'm trying to make sure I get the stem in the middle. This one's a little off, but by the time I move it around, it'll probably be fine. Totally didn't stick. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Oh my goodness. I just stuck it to my finger. Ah, let go. I was on the wrong side. Didn't even know because I can't see it very well. Alright, now are we on the right side? Go. That's some sticky tape. Okay. And just fold it around to look decent. Alright, so play with it till you get it to where it looks like a fun, healthy plant of some sort. Okay, something like that. Alright, next one. This one is K6, which I believe was these guys. Right? No, that's K7. No? This is K6. This is 7. It's big. K6 is small. Alright, K6. Which is the little copper brass looking pot, whatever it is. And the wire is, what does it say? Follow step 1 to fold the stem. Well, now we know that it was really a half a stem, so we will pull it off, cut it in half. Fold it 3 times, it says, so 1, 2, 3, right? Yes. 3. It seems so small, but it's a small little thing. And squish it as small as you can get it. I would suggest once you get it squished really small, you hold it with one pair of pliers and twist it with the other one. If you can get it to stay together. It's hard to do. Alright, I think I got it. Okay, and then I'm gonna throw a little piece of tape on that. It doesn't say to, but you know, let's just do it because you know it's not gonna stick to the pot and it's gonna be a pain. I'll probably end up putting clay in there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick some tape on it too. Add a little sticky. Because there's no way that's stained. Yeah, it's very loose. They show it with the wires open, but they say to twist it. So if you twist it, I just don't know how you keep those wires open like that because I can't do that. But you can fold it over if you need to. How long is it? Let's see. See, I don't know. It's not that long to start with. They are small leaves, but I'm going to fold it just a teeny bit and give it a little more of a base. And hope I can get this through the hole. This one has a hole too, right? Yeah. We'll see if we can get it through the hole. Maybe we can. Which number is it? G9. Do we remember which one G9 was? Let me see what the 3 sizes were. This is G9. Does it look like that? Yeah. Alright, so that's G9, the smallest one, it looks like. If I can't get it through, I might cut them first. It might help. Let's cut them first, okay. Just trying to straighten them out. So when you cut folded wire like that, you end up with a little curve. So get them nice and straight. Squish them all together. Hopefully fit it through the hole. One didn't go. Get in there. Don't pull it off. Silly. They're all different sizes, but it kind of helps a little bit. But that last one didn't want to go in. Going? Can't tell. Nope, it's not. Okay. You're just going to be a pain, aren't you? Oops, I got something on my tweezers. Alright. We're going to get you in there. Did you go? I think it went. Man, that's a tight fit. I think I got it. Whew. They wanted me to work out on that one. Alright. Now let's see how it fits in here. Now it's definitely tighter. It needs to be a little bit smaller. Good. Alright, I think we got it. Let's see if we can squish it in there. Come on. Can't tell if it's flush. You can't turn it over on your table because you got wires in it now. All right, I think I'm getting it. Okay. Whew. That was a workout. I'm not going to get much done this one. Just because these plants are, they're a little bit something. All right. Back to attaching. Does it say how to attach? It just says basically follow the last instructions, so same thing. Double take. These pliers pinch me all the time. This little spot right here, I don't know if I get my finger too close when I'm doing stuff, and I always pinch myself in there. It's very annoying. These, I don't know why, I don't do it on these. You would think that would be even more dangerous because they got like a little wire cutter there, but I don't seem to do it on those, but I do it on these all the time. And it hurts. It smarts. Alright, we should have 8 leaves here. Looks like we do. There appears to be a very big one. And a bunch of little ones. Doesn't really say what to do with the very big one. It's just there. So that's fine. So wrap your wire again with the sticky tape. It's coming off the other side. If we can get it to stick. There you go. All right. Okay. Make sure that's the right direction. I should have flipped it. I'm tired. I enjoy this, don't get me wrong, but it is tiring. I feel like that one's a little long. I'm gonna trim it just a bit. It's a bit out there. Might have went just a fraction long on my wires. I didn't measure them, but they're close. But they're a fraction long. So I'm just gonna trim them a little bit. There. I think that looks better. These are very small leaves, so it was going to be super tall and skinny. Not that that's a bad thing. I guess it just, are you sticking or not? You're not sticking. It depends on where it's going in the greenhouse. If it's, you know, maybe it's under something. Maybe it's under a shelf or something. Who knows? I don't know yet, so. Try to stick with the measurements as much as I can because I could run into an issue later if not. But luckily, since these are just kind of stuck on there with this double stick tape, they would peel off very easily, and if you had to, you could adjust the size with just a snip here and, you know, a little snip and tuck action. Yes, I went there. Okay. Camera's froze. I can't tell if y'all can see me. My iPad seems to hold the connection better than my iPhone. Now granted, they're both old. And I need updates. I'm still living in the past here. I've got an iPhone 8. So very old. And I have a iPad that's, I think, 6th generation or something. So yeah, they need updated. But we just never seem to have the money. So I hold on to them until they just die. promise we're getting there. Yeah, it's just time consuming. But I didn't want to do these ahead of time because, you know, this part you got to see. Me doing the same flower head, you know, 18 times, you didn't really need to see that. You'll find out when I get to that step, which I guess will be next time. I thought I'd get further than this, honestly, but it's taken longer than I thought. Okay, stick. It's sticking to me and not the wire. Let go my finger. That one keeps slipping upside down. I tried to turn it. I think I'm just gonna pull it a different direction because he wants to flip upside down. There. That should eliminate that problem. All right, 2 more. Come on. Whew. All right. Get him adjusted. Okay, good enough. Set that one aside. Got time for one more? I think so. All right, so let's try to get this little stripy one. We're not going to get to these two, I guess. I thought we were. Wire looks like the same exact thing we just did, and the same thing except the pot is this one, and the plug is 10. 10's the medium size. Okay, should be that one. That seems too small. Is that the right size? No, I guess so. It looks like it's the right size. All right. That should be 11, I think. Right? Yeah. Okay. So, wire, we need the other half from what we just took. So, 1. 2. 3. And then we got a twist. Let's see if I can do the twist. I'll try to hold this. See if I can do it better this time. I would imagine as you go, you get a little bit better at it. Don't drop it. Let's see. basically trying to get a kind of a ball in there. I might throw some clay in that one. That's kind of big. I think the putty really helps. If you can do a kit like this, I would grab yourself some putty. I really think it helps. You have to figure out the size. About there. Does that one not have a bottom either? Oh, it does have a bottom. Okay. No? Yes? No? No, it doesn't. What? Huh. It's like the other one used G7, but I'm pretty sure that there's no more of that size. 5. Didn't say to use a G5 or anything, right? It just shows G10. So I guess they just don't, they're not worried about the bottom for whatever reason. So I do not see a bottom on it anywhere, unless I'm just missing something, and I don't think I am. Yeah, I'm thinking it just doesn't get a bottom. So the clay will help if that's the case. It's not super sticky, so it doesn't like stick to everything. Let's see how these wires look. This one's really short. I don't know how that one ended up so short, but it one's really short. The rest are long. I'm gonna unwrap it, that one, if I can. No, can I? I'm just trying to get it a little bit longer for some reason. He's just a little baby. It's a little better. He'll be the shortest one on there. All right, now to get all these wires through that tiny hole. Yeah. Check this height. It's about the right height for the longest one, so we're just going to cut the ends. Where's that one? Did I get that one? I got that one. Just one missing. This one. Get in there. Flatten them out. So we have a little baby one. He's just going to be somewhere on the side. All right, get them flat enough to get through the hole. They have to be really straight to get all of them in there. The baby one might be an issue. We'll see. All right, let's see if that's good. I'm just trying to squish them as I get to the opening of the hole. Okay, I think I got it. That went a little easier than the last time. Make sure we get it small enough so it'll go in the pot. All the way down. All right, I'm going to shove it in with that clay. The clay is just going to ooze out the bottom because there's no bottom on this one, and it's just going to ooze out. But I'll just pull out the extra. Stick it back on my pile. any part that's there, it just will help it stick to whatever you're putting it on. In some ways I like it better than tape because it's removable more. So if you want to move things around, you can. So just clean off all the extra. Make sure it's flush. All right, I think that's good. This isn't, it's not going in very easily. All right, I think we're good. Kind of, sort of. We're kind of, sort of good. It won't matter once we get all the plants on there. That one's really short. I don't know how that happened. The wire must have moved. Spread out. We'll just have one little bitty short one, and for some reason a really crazy long one, because you know we have one little short one. All right, which ones? Zebra stripe ones. And tape. This is going to be it. This will be our last pot for today because I'm out of time. Okay, threw that on the floor. It might be a little long still. I think I am. We'll leave that one as the longest one, maybe. I think I'm still just a fraction long on this one. Let's try that. This seems to work better. So I don't know if you were noticing what I was doing different there, but so when I'm putting my piece of tape on, it seems like if I put it on the one side, halfway up, okay, and then stand. Oh my goodness. All right, put it on the one side halfway up, and then take it over and go ahead and fold it over, and then you should be able to just pull it off. It seems like, get hold of my leaves. Seems like that might work a little bit better. be a little faster. I don't know. It seemed that way. Let's see if I can get this little bitty tiny short one. I don't know what I'm going to eat for dinner. I haven't really thought about it. I think I have hamburger left in the fridge. We've been eating so late because hubby's been working these weird hours. So most days we're getting up at 6 and eating dinner at midnight. It's just very... It's weird. It makes it hard to get anything done. I don't want to. Oh, it's got another long one. There. I was going to pull off my finger. Get back on there. Stick. Stick, stick, stick. Not to me. They keep trying to stick to me instead of the plant. So what I was saying is, if the stickiness on the bottom is creating an issue, you could, if you have some sort of a talc type powder, not necessarily talc because that's bad for you, but just take a little bit of powder, not much, and just tap it on the tape that's still exposed. And when you do that, the exposed tape won't be sticky anymore, see? So now that's not sticking to me and causing issues. So I may go through and do that on, it will just keep it from grabbing on everything, you know? It takes very little to take away the stickiness that's still showing, because it's just that extra tape that's exposed. But anyway, you can use like makeup setting powder, anything like that you have will work. This is just some, it actually is makeup setting powder. It's from back in my old haunted house days when I worked there and did makeup. I've had it that long, which is probably like 30 years. Do this with my fingers. Where's that tiny one? He's right here. He'll be fine. Okay. I think he's cute. Okay. Here we go. All done. hopefully he'll stand. Let's see if I can get it even. Yeah. All right. So here's what we did. They will stand, but my table's honestly probably not the fleshiest thing in the world. It's a little bumpy. I don't know if I'm on camera or not, hopefully. All right, it's not a lot. I'll put all these extra ones back in their proper places so that I know what numbers they are. But I'll do it after the live. So that's today's live. I hope you enjoyed watching me fight with a bunch of plants. I will be back on Wednesday, and we'll work some more. I know it's a long break, but I've got so many other projects that I'm doing. One that's a huge commission, so got to work on that too. Alright, y'all take care. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.